Are you ready to meet the brightest star in the makeup and beauty universe? Well, stay tuned because we have lots of bright stars shining here tonight. But of course, we can't jump the gun. We have to do this thing properly. So let's start the show. Hello, and good evening, and welcome to this week's episode of The Lipstick Effect. I am Jamila Bannister, the Beautypreneurs brand strategist, and I am bringing you yet another episode of this amazing show. Can you believe we are on episode 16? Wow, I can't even say how grateful and thankful I am to have gotten this far. When I started the show on December 14th, 2021, I knew I wanted to do this show and have fun, talk makeup, talk business, and talk all things brand with you. But here we are 16 episodes later, and my goal is to get to 100 episodes. So let's see if we can get it done, all right? So I just want to say thanks, guys, for continuing to tune in live every week. Whether it's a little of you, whether it's a lot of you, still grateful. All right. So before I get into tonight's special guest, you guys know I got to give you a view from the top. So let's jump into news from around the world. All right. So in my research this week, because I have to bring you what's happening around the beauty and the personal care world. One of the things I saw on cosmetics business is that there's a question asked: are beauty brands too woke? Because everybody, every brand and every business now is getting behind some cause, or they're more woke, or they're more, who is behind the cause more than the other one. And to be very honest, according to the article that I saw on cosmetics business, they did a survey. Well, I'll tell you. According to a survey done by Pull Agency, which is out of the UK, they interviewed 2,000 beauty consumers, and 68% of them were uneasy with their favorite beauty brands getting behind and promoting social causes. And the reason for that is most of them kind of think that these brands getting behind these causes really are not. The brands really aren't authentic. They're just doing it. As we say in Trinidad, kind of bandwagonism. They're just kind of jumping on these causes. Not that they really care about these things, but because they feel like it will bring them more money, and they will bring them more eyes, and they will tap into more communities. You know what I mean? So people don't really like that. All they're concerned with, people really just want you to pay your taxes. They want you to treat people fairly, and they want you to respect the environment, right? And to not use every cause as a PR opportunity. Of course, if you have a genuine connection with the cause, maybe you or somebody in your company, or there's some meaningful reason why you're connected to a particular cause. Certainly you want to do that, but if not, leave the cause alone. You don't have to be so woke. Everything doesn't have to be a fight, and everything doesn't have to be a social justice cause. It doesn't have to be that way. You know what I mean? So definitely you want to think about that. And if you are getting behind any cause, if you are aligning your beauty brand or um, your name with any cause, is it really something that is meaningful to you and meaningful to the people that you're trying to engage, right? Remember, every move that you make as an entrepreneur, as a beautypreneur, needs to make sense in the grand scheme of things. So you want to keep that in mind. Now, that was a survey of Brits, but I want to take it for granted that that is the opinion of a lot more people than just those 2,000 people. All right. So that was one thing I saw. Another thing I saw in this week's news, can you believe it? L'Oreal is the latest brand to jump on a trend that's happening with TikTok, right? So a lot of beauty brandpreneurs or beautypreneurs are on TikTok, right? So, and a lot of people actually go to TikTok, use Instagram to get reviews and to talk about to do their what do they call them? Their reveals and their hauls, and they show you what they bought and that kind of thing, right? So let me tell you a little bit about what L'Oreal is doing with TikTok. So TikTok has become the latest social media platform to sell L'Oreal owned beauty products, right? In a global first. And when I say they have become the first to sell it, that is quite literally what they're doing. You can actually shop on TikTok right inside the app, right? So customers in the UK and Ireland, well, they're the first ones to get it, right, can now shop creator endorsed gift boxes from L'Oreal owned brands directly in the TikTok app. Now I know we don't have access to advertising and TikTok app in Trinidad, but get a VPN and you could probably even try out the experience. Many of us have VPNs anyway. Put your location in Ireland or the UK and try to see if you can experience this for yourself, right? You might even start to see TikTok ads in your feed, right? So L'Oreal is the first cosmetics brand to use the official hashtag TikTok made me buy it branding. So some of the L'Oreal brands are Garnier, Maybelline, NYX Professional Makeup, and Essie, right? And these are the brands you can shop. And this partnership really, they really want to capitalize on people shopping and people really using TikTok to get all of their beauty news and reviews, right? So if e-commerce is happening right inside the app, could you imagine if on with the way people go viral on TikTok, could you imagine if you have a package or you have a brand or you have a product that somebody endorses and says, TikTok made me buy it. Can you imagine what that could do for your sales or what that could do for your marketing, what that can do for your reach? Whew, very exciting. But right now it's just L'Oreal. But you know what? Soon enough, these features will get to us on when you can have your shop. Do so. And for those of you who are outside of the US and may have your business registered in the US, you're a US business, you can actually organize yourself for TikTok. Because one thing I learned the hard way is that if you are not a business profile on TikTok right now, and you try to make the switch, they are not giving you any of the privileges like allowing you to have a link in your bio, any of those things. That's for businesses only. So you have to register a business. You have to verify yourself. And when I say register, I mean register. Like you have to submit things like your business registration number, your tax number, or like your phone number. They're going to send you a text on your business line. Yeah, it's that serious, right? So if you want to do that, and but that's something cool to look out for. You can actually shop straight from the TikTok app. Very exciting. All right, and the other thing I wanted to talk about is, let me ask you a question. Are you using a digital marketing strategy for your beauty brand? Now, if you're looking at this and wondering what the hell is digital, well, it's literally quite the way it looks. It's the blending of physical elements and digital elements to market and to enhance the customer experience when people shop. So, for example, maybe when people come into your store, maybe you have QR code set up where people could scan and get discounts. If they come into the store and they want to get the full experience. Or maybe you have Instagrammable spaces where you set up, people can take pictures, post it to their gram or TikTok spaces or whatever the case may be. It could be as simple as that, or it could be as intense as VR and AR, depending on what your budget is. But the point is that it's a blending of the two worlds, and there are so many ways you could do it. But how do you actually set up this strategy? Well, you will know because I have written an extensive article that will be in next week's issue of Personality. I know it's been a while since we've dropped that magazine, but the magazine, we have to take some time to recalibrate what it would look like as a beauty-centric magazine, right? So we will be, as usual, we would have looked at personal brands, we would have looked at entrepreneurs. So we still want to engage beauty entrepreneurs, but there will be a focus on beauty and also a lot more information on ways you could grow your business. So the team and I, hi Maria, hi Sadira, we have been working and talking, and I'm writing articles to help you market your business better in many different ways. And in the new issue, in the next issue, we will be talking about ways you could blend the physical and digital worlds together so that you could drive that customer experience and people could be like, wow, when they engage with your brand. So I am very excited to debut that issue. And I hope you're looking forward to it, right? So if you are here watching, don't forget to leave some lipstick in the comments so we will know that you are here and I could shout you out and say, good evening and welcome to another episode of The Lipstick Effect. If you are just joining us, I'm Jamila, the Beautypreneurs brand strategist, and tonight we will be talking to a bright star in the universe, a Nova in fact, right? So, but before we bring out the star of this evening's show, I want to tell you a little bit about something I did last week and what this has to do with our guest. So, last week, I went back to my old school, my school, St. Francis Girls College. Unfortunately, I lost my school ring. I cry. I must in COVID. I don't know where it went, right? But I went back and I think it's the professional development team or the career development team asked me to come back and teach some of these young ladies about skincare and makeup. Now, you guys know it's been a long time since I've taught anybody about makeup and skincare for that matter. But I had to dust off the old cricky areas in my head and put together something for these young ladies. So I had to, I mean, so much so I didn't have a kit. I had to use whatever they had on site, right? So I made one of the teachers walk with her makeup bag, and we just did a simple makeup. These were like 14-year-old girls anyway, so they didn't need anything too complex, right? So this was me in front of the class. Oh gosh, guys, I'm not looking at the chubs. There's a COVID-19. It's a COVID-19 that makes me look like that, right? But anyway, this was me, and I can't remember this lady's name. I think her name is Natalie. And I was doing a demo on her, and you can see her makeup kit is right on the table. And this is when we were in class. And these are the students. We took a group shot after they had fun. And there was one young lady in particular who was really good. She was my photographer. She took all the pictures. And the students were really, really nice. And I was really happy to give back to St. Francis Girls College, a school that's been very instrumental in developing me as a woman. So thank you so much for inviting me back to school, guys, and for all the students who had a great time. But while I was there, I got to realize that I was not the only beauty professional who was there. As a matter of fact, I was the least of the Mohicans. And I connected with a couple others. And one of the people who was there is actually tonight's guest. I was introduced to her when I was gifted one of her amazing products. Yes. And it is a body slash room and linen mist, but I'll get into that more deeply as we go on. So I want to invite out Miss Kelli Nova of Nova Skin. So Kelli, if you're sipping that champagne in the green room, time to put it down. If you're eating that caviar, time to close it up because it's your time to come out on stage and brighten up the studio. Miss Nova, welcome, welcome,
Hello,
welcome.
hello. Thank you so much. Good night to everybody. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me tonight.
Oh, great. We are happy to have you here too, and we're excited to talk to you about yourself and your brand. I love to bring on beautypreneurs and talk about the products that they have, talk about the things they've been doing. And so let's get into it. Kelli, well, I know your name is Nova Skin, but guys, her name is Kelli, so feel free to direct questions to her if you do have that in the comments. And of course, if you're looking on, share the stream with somebody who you know will find it to be valuable. So, Kelli, tell
Yeah.
us about yourself, and so we can get to know you a bit.
Okay, so yes, my name is Kelly. Sobriquet Kelly Nova. Um, I have been a professional makeup artist for the last, I want to say, like a little over 10 years. Um, I've worked a couple years with MAC Cosmetics in Trinidad. I've also before that as I dabbled into entertainment, like singing and music and stuff. So, if some people may know me from back then, way back then, yes. And last year, yes, last year, I started my journey with my natural skincare products. Um, of course, everybody had to kind of brainstorm and to pivot into what was the next step. Because, I mean, as a makeup artist, that industry got hit pretty hard, as
Yes.
well as other industries. Yeah, but I definitely had to take a look at, what else could I have dabbled into that I was passionate about that I could, make something out of. So this is
Yeah.
where I'm at right now with my skincare line, Nova Skin. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Well, we'll dive more deeply into that as the night goes on. But before we talk about the Nova Skin, tell us a little bit about your makeup artistry journey. Like, where did you train, and how long ago was that?
Right. So funny enough, I'm guessing just like a lot of other artists and so I was basically it was self-taught.
Yeah.
Um, I went to school for cosmetology, right? So generally, I know all things beauty in terms of, okay, manicure, pedicure, doing people's hair and makeup, but something about the makeup just stuck. And my teachers just kind of highlighted that, okay, yeah, I mean, you're kind of good in the makeup, So spurts here and there, I would still kind of touch on the makeup, but of course, life's journey went away and did music and stuff. So when I got back to Trinidad, I decided to get fully into makeup, and that was 2012, 20, yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But I had an amazing, and still do have an amazing makeup mentor. Her name is Paula D'Souza. Beautiful spirit, amazing makeup artist that kind of showed me the way in the industry so far. And so definitely that was my start into makeup. Again, I worked with MAC Cosmetics for a couple of years, so that was an amazing journey as well. So yeah.
Well, tell us about your time at Mac. Like, I mean, how much time did you spend there, and what sort of impact would you say it had on your overall career as a beauty entrepreneur?
Right. So working at MAC, definitely it was more about, it was artistry, yes, but it was more about interacting with the customers,
Mhm.
um, product knowledge, and all of these things.
Did you fall over?
I was like, okay, my cameraman kind of messing up.
Oh yeah,
We back, we good now?
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
We're back now.
Right. So a lot of product knowledge, a lot
Mhm.
of, interacting with people and, just, a lot of people would come in and ask, okay, well, what do you think would be good for my skin? And I'm looking for makeup. I just started makeup and that kind of thing. So it was just basically an experience of, interacting with people. And that is what mostly I think I kind of liked about being at MAC Cosmetics. And funny enough, as just before, Jamila, we were talking about me being a sort of an introvert. So it's kind of funny to hear that I liked interacting, the interaction. But
Yeah.
yes,
Well, I mean, as an introvert, I know that once you find that one person or that one small group of people that you can interact with, but I know interacting with people over and over again takes a little bit of management. So, but
yes,
as an entrepreneur, sometimes that's what you have to do. You really do have to talk to a lot of people, get your name out there, right?
absolutely.
Okay, so before you touched on it a bit, but let's talk about that pandemic moment. That moment when you realize, oh my God, I actually can't do my job as I would like to anymore. So what were you thinking, and like what were your immediate thoughts in terms of next steps? Where were you mentally?
Okay. Well, I went into a whirlwind of emotions and thoughts in my brain.
Yeah.
Almost like, almost I want to say like a panic attack, but then I'm like, you know what? Let me just sit down and reconnect with myself. And I have to say, my husband was very instrumental in helping me as well, in terms of, okay, so you need to think about what it is you're good at that you may not necessarily think that you may want to necessarily share to the masses, but just kind of delve into that. So yeah, he definitely kind of started that going. That kind of okay, that mindset of okay, well, yeah, I've been doing my body butter for years now. Um, so why not just probably start there? So
Mm.
that was the whole thing, like the whole panic mode of okay, what was the next step? What am I to do? That do I need a 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 kind of thing? And then yeah, just that started everything. Okay, skincare. That was the thing to say. Okay, let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah. Well, sometimes we need that. What may seem like our I don't want to say our world crashing, but so to speak, is kind of like the push you need to get into something or to tap into the thing that you were destined to do.
Yes,
So many people
absolutely.
are sitting, so many beauty professionals as well, is sitting here doing things in a half pregnant kind of way,
Mm,
and we just need that chuck to say, well, you were supposed to assume this role. Like, what is the problem? You know what I
yes,
mean? And
yes,
sometimes
yes.
that is what happens. And sometimes it's somebody saying something to you, and other times it's a pandemic. As usual, you
Yeah.
know. So okay, so we have Lorraine, darling. Lorraine is saying, "Hello, sister."
Yes, that's my beautiful sister all the way in New Jersey. Oh, she chimed in. Hi.
Yes, hi, Lorraine, darling. Thank you for bringing the good vibes. We appreciate your presence. All right. Um. All right. Okay. So now that you set the stage for where you were and how you started Nova Skin, let's talk about Nova Skin. So I know Nova Skin didn't start in the pandemic. It started before that. So give me a brief rundown of the various incarnations of
Mm,
what we could now call Nova Skin. Where did that start?
right. So as I previously was kind of leaning towards, I spent a lot of back and forth between Trinidad and the States, pursuing my music with my sister.
Yeah.
And, oftentimes we would be up there during the winter time. And of course, your skin tend to get very,
Dry, yes.
very dry and flaky. And it's just like, what is this? Nothing you do, you seem to do, you put on the amount of moisturizer and you're drinking water, and then you don't want to drink too much water because it's cold and you're just going to the bathroom all the time. So we were lucky enough to be working closely with I would call the name Patra.
Right.
And I was so amazed by her skin.
Yeah.
And one day I just asked her, like, what do you use on your skin? Like, your skin looking like a baby's bottom,
Yeah.
right? So she just literally told me, girl, shea butter and some essential oil. That's all I use. That's all I use on my skin. And I was like, okay, okay. So one day I tried it, and totally fell in love with shea butter. That is
Mm.
the main thing, the main product there. I know there are other butters out there and stuff, but I really fell in love with shea butter and the the smooth, hydrating texture that it gave, and of course, along with the other oils and stuff, that came, of course, after. But that is where that story really started. Yeah.
Shea butter, that good old shea butter. You
Yes.
know, that old shea butter. Wow. And you learned that secret from Patra, no less. The
Yes,
queen of the pack. The
Patra,
queen of
no
the
less.
pack. All right. So once it started there, it kind of you started to kind of dabble in your own and make versions
Absolutely.
of it.
Yes. Yes, I started experimenting with different oils, and I actually started with hand whipping my own stuff. So it was a much richer consistency because it's like beating, you know, the contents to make a cake from hand.
Yeah.
Long time when your mommy or your granny used to just whip up everything. So
Yes.
that was me long time with a fork, and you just whip up everything, and it was such, it just gave my skin a beautiful glow, and it just stayed hydrated for so long. Um, then just all my other family members and friends would say, listen, you need to make a batch for me. You need to make a this. You did it. So yeah,
So from kitchen concoctions to your own product, eh?
exactly.
All right. So we have Miss Vonnet Bigfoot. Oh, a celebrity is on the timeline because
Hi,
celebrities attract celebrities.
Bonnet.
Hey, sisters. Hi, Vonnet. Thanks so much for dropping a comment, showing some love.
I
Y'all,
must
Lisa,
say thank you very much to Vonnet. Once she experienced the products, she has been great in advertising for me, spreading the word. So thank you so much, Vonnet.
awesome. Thank you so much. We also have Kathleen Bain, Nova Skin. I could vouch for the body scrub and the whipped body butter. Wow, I would recommend.
Oh, thank you, Kathleen.
Yeah, so you see, all your fans are coming out tonight to support you. So, which is great. So now I am thinking to myself, wow, I must have been so lucky to get this one bottle because it was like one of these. Because I was
You need
like,
to you
I'm
need
like,
to get the body butter. I will make sure you get some body butter and body scrub. Yes.
yeah, because I'm seeing them oohing and eyeing over this box, right? And I'm like, I have no idea what they're talking about. And then they talked about products, and my ears immediately perked up because I know those are the type of people I like to work with, to
Yeah.
hear from, to interview. And then they just say, well, why did you take this one with her number on it? And that's how this
Oh,
is here. That is how I end up calling
okay.
it.
Awesome.
So yes, so we have some more comments here. So Vonetta is saying the products are so wonderful. I could only be honest. Happy to see you walking in your purpose.
Oh,
Very good.
thank you.
Captain is saying recommended by Von and Bidford. Thanks. You are welcome, Kelly. And she said, if you haven't used the butter and scrub, your life is not complete. Well, I guess right now I'm incomplete. I'm incomplete, Bonnet. So Kelly, I need to be complete. And judging by the smell or just of this body and room mist, I'm sure it will be a divine experience.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
All right. Okay. So we took a moment to jump in the comments and shout at some of the people in the comments. All right, so let's talk business now. Let's talk business.
Mhm.
So let's talk about launching and marketing this new product now in the middle of a pandemic, right? What were some of the tactics that you used to get it out there to ensure that it was sold? Because I mean, now you're operating on limited funds because
Yes, exactly.
you don't have all of your money's coming in, so you have to get creative, you have to get smart, and you have to think about how am I marketing this thing. So talk to us about that.
Yes. I am also a frugal queen, hence I started using my own moisturizer, making my own moisturizer.
Yeah.
Um, but I just really, just a couple points that I try to touch on in terms of, okay, the packaging needs to look fairly decent. So
Mm-hmm.
the imagery and stuff, I really wanted something that would, kind of stand out.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, like, the quality has to be there as well. In terms of marketing, I try doing some videos and taking out some pictures and stuff. But I'm not as good as some other influencers. So I try my best where that is concerned.
I mean, there's no need to be like others, to be very honest, which is why it's so important to figure out what marketing strategy works that blends with your product
Yes.
and blends with your resources and blends with you.
Yeah.
Bringing together all those things is what you truly call a strategy and what
Right.
makes sense. So you mightn't, you because I know you describe yourself, you're a self-described introvert, so you may not necessarily want to perform on camera like some other people. I'm funny enough, but you are a performer. You've been a performer. It's very, very interesting.
Very weird,
So
right?
no, so what you have to do is actually bring that persona to this field of play. Remember, I was telling you that before.
Yes, yes.
So you need to take that person who used to be slaying the stage as a performer and channel that into Nova Skin. But you see, now Nova Skin is you. That's really you
That,
exposed there.
yeah.
But that's a whole other lesson. That's a whole other strategy session when we sit together and we can talk about that.
Yes.
Um, but the point is that you got it into the hands of the people that you wanted to. Of course, you have your friends, you have your family who would have been your customers for a long time before you even started to sell this now. And I'm sure you would have leveraged some of your network from your entertainment days. And I mean, you have lots of sisters. Clearly, you have lots of
Yes.
partners
Yes.
and in the entertainment world, right? So, okay, so we have here Lorraine is saying, can't wait to get my hair in the US. Yes, I can imagine getting her export. I when I
Lauren, yes, you are going to get your products sooner than you think.
Yeah, so you know what, right? When I saw this, every time I come across a beauty brand, especially one that's produced locally, I scan through it to see all of the brand assets that they have. And when I saw it immediately, I said to myself, I wonder when am I going to be able to shop for this while this woman sleeps? But
Mm.
I will ask you that later on, right?
Hmm.
So we have here somebody over on LinkedIn is saying, please feel free to reach out to Caribbean Me magazine to increase your reach. So look, you have an
Okay.
introduction. So check
Awesome.
that out.
Thank
So
you,
check that out.
Loretta.
Loretta. So Loretta, feel free to DM. Well, you're connected with me on LinkedIn. Feel free to DM. Let's have a chat in the DMs and we can talk
Yeah,
about
for
this.
sure.
There's so many brands. There's so many beauty brands. So many beauty entrepreneurs who I have on this show. And Loretta, this is the first time I'm seeing you. So thanks so much for coming here. And Lorraine is saying, yay. So she's happy that she's going to get the product. Right? So for all of you who are watching, thanks so much for bringing your energy. Drop some lipsticks. This is the lipstick effect. Let me know you're part of the community. This is how we show solidarity. We support each other with lipsticks. This is how we do it. All right? So drop some lipstick emojis. All right. So let's talk a little bit about this. And this question might seem a little bit obvious, but let's talk about it in the context of this brand, which is your personal brand, right? um, how important was that for you as you grew your career as a makeup artist, and even now, do you lend any of that as you promote Nova Skin?
Absolutely, absolutely. Just over the weekend, I had a makeup client, and she was doing a pregnancy shoot, and I kind of took the opportunity to, you know, introduce her to like the facial oil as well as the body butter, which would be great for her belly, and going through the whole dramas of your stomach and your skin, stretching and stuff. So those products would have been really great for her. So I introduced her to those products. I put the facial oil just before I apply the makeup as a kind of primer. And
Yeah,
yeah, that's the way that I'm going with that. Yeah,
yeah,
introducing the products to kind of like incorporate it into, the makeup. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So I mean, you leverage your personal brand, so people get to know you and I mean, you already have your makeup persona, Kelli Nova. You know that is your makeup persona. It's not your government given name,
No,
but
it's
you
not.
have given yourself. So as we talk about that, tell us a little bit about the inspiration for choosing that name,
Right.
Kelly Nova.
So Kelly Nova came even before the actual starting seriously into the makeup journey. Um, After we came back from the States, my sister and I decided that, I wanted to kind of take a break for myself. And I started trying to get into a solo kind of vibe.
Mhm.
So I just felt like I needed something fresh. I needed something to give me new life. So I just decided, you know what? I'm starting on this journey of a solo project. I'm growing because I mean we started music a little younger, and I'm growing as a woman and all these things. So I just needed something to give me that boost.
Yeah.
So I just really it just came to me. I don't know why. Supernova, the name Supernova came to me like, that burst of explosion, that bright light. So I guess that was where I wanted to go in terms of my life's journey. I wanted to not necessarily be in the forefront, like, hey, look at me, but a subtle kind of, okay, this person has a certain light about them, their talent, their persona, and all of these things. So definitely the word supernova came to me, and I wanted to keep my name, Kelli. So basically, it was just like, okay, Kelli, use the end of the supernova, Kelli Nova. All right, yeah, that sounds good. We're going with
All right, I guess it's like how John Legend changed his name from John Stevens to John Legend. He wanted to be a legend, so you
that.
want to be a
Right?
Nova.
Exactly.
So there's nothing wrong with that at all. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the products. Tell us a little
Yes,
bit about some of the products. I know you have products for both men and women. So
yes.
tell us a little bit about them and what do your products. Well, we know it contains shea butter, but tell us some of the other things it also contains.
Right. So, initially, at the beginning, I started off with the whipped body butter and the exfoliating body scrub. Right.
Yes,
That was basically it. it
yes,
it took off, especially the body butter is almost becoming an underground cult favorite.
mhm,
um, and then I realized that when the ladies would come back and say, "Okay, I need another jar. I need a jar for my friend or whatever," they would say, "My husband or my boyfriend using it out. You have anything for men or whatever?" And I'm like, that is amazing. Who
yeah,
would have thought that guys would be so into the product or skincare, you know? So yeah, that's where that, the Nova Skin Man came. I have the beard skin serum, and I also have a beard balm, right? Because I know that the trending thing right now is they're growing their beards. They want it to look nice and luscious and healthy. And so I said, you know what, let me, put that into the play as well. So I have body butter and exfoliating scrub, both for men and women. And I also um, came up with a facial oil, right? And the facial oil, it's basically a blend of some beautiful organic oils that helps your skin. It helps your skin kind of give that youthful glow. It certainly helped me. I use it in the nighttime before I go to bed. Um, I suffer from acne a little bit from like polycystic ovaries, and so I
yeah.
find that it has helped me. So that's why I said, you know what, let me make it for the masses. So I have that as well. And who doesn't like to smell good?
Yeah.
I really like spraying the air. I like spraying my linens and stuff. So I decided, let me look into an experiment with some body and linen mist. And that is where that came from.
Yeah,
And
the
that,
one I got. It smells good. I spray it on my curtains on my bed before I go to
yes,
sleep.
yes, a friend of
So
mine says that, well, she has a boutique and she sprays it in the boutique and it smells like a spa all day. I was like, yes, that sounds good.
yeah, we had a guest on, Carleen. She actually sells candles and diffusers and
Yeah.
diffusing oils. And I talked to her about smell being the sense that's most linked to memory. People remember,
Oh, yeah.
when something smells good, and that's probably why the guys use it out, because they always want to smell nice, because women
Yeah.
like men who smell good, right?
Yeah.
And you could literally imprint your memory in people's minds just based on smell.
Yeah.
So it's really powerful when you have a product that smells divine,
Hmm.
and you allow it to kind of rest. So those people who spray it in their places, hold on to them, because those people will never be forgotten, simply
Hmm.
because of the smell that permeates their place. And as long as there are good memories associated with that smell, people will always want it. They will always want to bring it
Yeah.
back. So
Yes.
it's always a good thing.
And the thing
So
is, it's funny because I said, you know what, I don't want to overwhelm myself with too many different scents and stuff. That will come eventually. But I said, you know what, I want to stick with one signature scent. And sometimes people differ with their favored scents. Okay, so some people might like fruity, some people might like a little more rose, some people might like sandalwood. But I picked something that was very light so that when you apply whatever it is, whether it be the body butter or the spray or the facial oil, you can still pair it with whatever that you're gonna wear in terms of like your perfume and your cologne, and it won't compete, but
yes,
it will still have that signature scent. So I was really happy that most people liked the scent.
yeah, it was really good. So Lorena saying a rebirth. That's what you experienced when you did your products. And Ramona is saying good night, ladies, dropping her lipsticks
Good
and showing support.
night.
Thanks, Ramona. Good night. Always here, faithful every week. We're looking on, and I'm seeing quite a few of you are on the stream. Thanks so much for being here. Don't forget to drop your lipsticks. This is how we identify as part of the lipstick community here on the Lipstick Effect. And we are here speaking with Miss Kelli Nova of Nova Skin about her amazing products. All right. So let's jump back into some of the questions. So, um, how are you using? I want to ask you, because I did go to your Instagram, and I know you said you're not big on the social media, but
Mhm.
you are using social media, you are using content. So tell me, how have you been using it to put yourself out there, because you're present both on Instagram and on Facebook.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's basically just playing it by ear and by vibe. I don't have like a particular thing that I have or a schedule. Okay, I have to do this today, or I have to post this today. I have to take a picture of this. I have to do a video. It just really is by what I feel at that given time. That's basically what I do. That's about it. I don't have anything too intricate at all, and I know that needs to be better, and hopefully I'll get there. But that's, yeah, I don't have anything that's it's no big strategy.
I mean, you are on the Beautypreneurs Brand Strategist show, which
Oh
is
yes,
what we
exactly.
do, right? Brand strategy for beauty brand. That's what we do. So you
Mhm.
always got somebody that you could talk to about that. I'm always here,
Absolutely,
baby.
and we're gonna hook up after.
For
Definitely.
sure, for sure. That's definitely what we do, right? Okay, so I want to hear this in your own words. What is different about Nova Skin? Like, if you had to tell somebody why they should choose Nova Skin over, let's say, a competing product in a
Right.
category, what would you say is the reason that they should pick Nova Skin?
I would definitely say it's the quality of the products.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's all natural, yes, but what I put into it, it would definitely be, I would say, I put my all into it in terms of, okay, I'm not skimming on anything. I have definitely tried different formulas and certain ways of doing things, and I found my own strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the next thing. It's a secret to the formula. That's why I think people are liking this stuff.
Yes.
Yes, I've trial and error, and I found what works for me, and it definitely works for people that have experienced it. So I think that is the little thing that I have in my pocket. The formula. and
Okay.
how I prepare it.
So you have a secret formulation, a secret. And
Absolutely.
obviously, you have a high quality product. You spend time really massaging and working out what you want the product to be.
Yes.
And we can tell based on all the fan support that you've been getting all night. And and we could see that here very evidently, right? So tell us about a few more ways to get it out there, because I know one of the ways you get it out there is markets, because I could see right here on your Instagram profile. As a matter of
Yes.
fact, I'm going to share the screen so people can see just a little bit about your social media presence. Even though you say, "Well, I have no big social media presence," this I see, and I love the fact
And
that you have now you may say that you don't have a big strategy, but it's obvious that you put time into the way you display these products, because I'm looking at the way they're here, and even though it's in a small event, and
yes,
it's just a market, which is very, very good for beauty brands, and that's something that you guys can definitely look out for later this year. For me, probably the first ever beauty only market. No
oh,
other people
nice.
interfere with your space,
I
right? Because
love
I
that.
am very, very adamant about the beauty industry growing, getting its legs, and becoming a more and more established.
Yes,
Not
I'm
just
so happy to see so
yes,
many people, growing into their own in terms of like the beauty market. That's really awesome. Yeah.
yes. So we don't want anybody interrupting us with clothes and other things, right? We just want our beauty, and that's all, right? So we see all of the things, and I like that you have a display here. You have your products set out here, and you can drink some wine, rub some body butter, and have a good time if you do.
That actually was my very first and only so far market that I did back in December,
Yes,
Un Petit Market. And
yes,
that I was a little overwhelmed, wondering, oh gosh, I wonder if anybody will come out. I wonder if people will like it. And it
yes,
was nice. It was a nice experience.
yeah,
Um, that was actually all the sets that you're seeing there. I also do gift sets, by the way. So
right,
that was my Christmas collection. And
right,
I do Mother's Day collections, I do birthday gift sets, and I just kind of like zhuzh up everything and put together some of my favorites outside of my skincare line. So you'll see the lovely bottle of sorrel port there. I love that.
yes,
You might see like a makeup product somewhere inside of your gift set, just a couple other things here and there. So yeah, I displayed some of the gift sets at that market.
yeah. Which are also really great for um people making purchases. Yeah, so that's really, 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 really good.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so that is what it was there. All right, okay, so we spent some time looking at that. So let's play a little game, which I always play with everybody who comes onto this show. I
Oh
just
Lord.
I'm just gonna ask a couple questions, and it's just to kind of get your opinion, and you can tell me
Uh-huh.
what you think. And all these are in the context um of your business. Okay, I think
Mhm.
one of my things is missing. I think I may have deleted it. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's talk about it. So when it comes to um business, and when it comes to you putting yourself out there, do you believe that we should have passion over problem, or do you think we should find a problem to solve, versus being driven by passion?
Hmm. I would say the first one.
Is it the first one?
Yeah, I would say the first one.
Why would you say
Because
that?
because the thing is, once you know in your soul that whatever it is you're doing
Mm-hmm.
is a passion, you're gonna find a way. You're gonna brainstorm, whether it's praying, meditating, talking to other people, getting advice, having a mentor. You're always gonna find a way. So that's what I think. That's why I chose that one.
Passion over problem. Oh my gosh. But you know, the funny thing is that your business started with a problem, not with a passion. Your business
That
started
is
with your
very
skin
true.
being dry. Yeah, that's where it started.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it started all those years ago, but that's where that was the point of birth. You were like, oh
Yes.
my gosh, my skin is so dry. That's where it started.
Wow.
Funny
Okay.
how that works, eh? Funny how that
Very
works.
much so.
Funny how that works. But you know, I mean, I would, having gone the passion route, I would probably go the problem route now. Because I think
Mhm.
once you, what? I would say they both need to come together. But it's hard because some people are driven by
Absolutely.
passion. Some people are the real sharks in the game are driven by a problem because they could spot and say, oh, we need to solve that. Oh, we need to solve that. Oh, we need to,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
I guess it's wherever you start, you know what I mean? But you actually started with a problem, even though you're advocate for passion.
That's
You know?
amazing.
All right, okay. So when it comes to business, do you think you should start before you are ready or get ready before you start?
I am one personally, I like to have everything together because I will get overwhelmed very quickly. I'll get stressed out. So I would say personally, ready before you start, but sometimes things don't happen like that. You just need to start and everything is going to fall into place. Like my husband usually tell me, just start, do it. So yeah,
Yeah, I can understand being a little anxious, you know, being a little nervous. And
yes,
sometimes, you know what? Even though you think you're ready, sometimes you get 2 miles and you're like, whoa, I'm still not ready.
exactly.
I'm still not ready. I guess you're never really ready, but, you know, it's good to have certain things together for sure. Certainly does help, you know. All right. Okay. So the last one. So when it comes to business, do you prioritize your personal brand over business or business over personal? Where do you think people should start
Hmm.
when it comes to branding?
Business. Wow. Wow. Well, again, I think it's in some instances it's together, but again, if I was to say personally, um, I would say the business over personal. So yeah, but as we can see with my brand, my face all over the branding and stuff. So it's kind of like it's supposed to work hand in hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm a bit advocate for the personal brand being built because it's the easiest thing to build. I wouldn't say easy because it still takes if you're really intentional about it, it does take a certain amount of work and structure and invested in time. But I feel like that personal brand can bring you so much returns, like for such a long time.
Yeah.
When you kind of invest in that and you make that a priority, while you get yourself together, so like while you're getting ready, you know, you really let people know that hey, I'm coming with this, you know, I'm coming with this. This is
Yes.
my, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's always a toss up. It's always a toss
And then
up.
the
That's
thing, the thing is, people, I guess, connect to the person a little more. So when they find a story in your story, like, yeah, oh, they connect with something that you do or you say or whatever, it hits different.
yeah, for sure. Always a choice. Always a choice. All right, Kelly. Okay, so Kelly, your dogs want to say hello. Hello, doggies. No problem.
Yes, I am so sorry. The dog is making the
All
apologies.
right. That's okay. That's okay. So tell me. So what is next for Nova Skin? Like, when are you gonna get this brand selling on autopilot, baby, so you can make those sleep coins?
Well, if I had $1 for every time I heard that question, I may have been well on my way into getting it into the stores, right? But everything takes time, and I don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to jump into something that I may not be necessarily ready for.
Mhm.
But in due time, there's so much groundwork I think that I want to put into the line right now in terms of like that underground. You see, people vouching for the line and stuff even before it's into the stores. I think that is the best thing ever. That's the best thing where, you know, the referrals and, you know, that kind of marketing for me is superb. So I wanted to kind of build that first and then think about, you know, getting it into the stores and shipping outside of the country, which I know I have some people just waiting for that.
Yes, Miss
But
Lorraine.
yeah, everything takes time and groundwork and really kind of nurturing nurturing the line, you know.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
where I'm at with that.
but before you even get to that, you know what I mean? Establishing your own website, your own store where people could be
Yeah,
purchasing from you is definitely where
true.
you would like where you'd like to go. So I would say, honestly, I would say don't rush to get into stores. Distribution in stores is a lot of work,
Yeah,
and it's good to be responsible for your own distribution so you get a feel for what it is before you start to say, okay, I could supply you with 500 units of this or
yes,
500 of that, you know, or whatever the case may be, or 10 units, or how much of it is, I don't know, you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So you're gonna feel for that for sure. Definitely, definitely, definitely. All
absolutely.
right. And so where can people, so if people want to buy from Nova Skin, where can they purchase right now?
Right. So right now, definitely, you could message me on Instagram or Facebook on my social platforms, as well as my number, like WhatsApp. You can call.
So
Um,
let's put up your Instagram. Your Instagram is
Nova
Nova,
Skin 868. Yes,
right? And your Facebook, I believe, is Nova Skin.
it's the apostrophe S just after the Nova. But yeah,
Okay.
you're on the right track.
All right, so let's fix
Nova
that. Don't
Skin.
worry, apostrophe is Nova's Skin,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is your number?
All
Let's put
right.
it up
So
on the
the
screen.
number
Yeah.
is 754
Seven.
0810.
All right, so let's put that up. That's 754
0810.
0810. All right, so we will put that up on the screen. So if you would like to get some of Miss Neva's um amazing product. Feel free to WhatsApp her to make your
Yes, you
orders.
can.
Don't worry. In a year, in the next year, 2022, she's gonna have that fab website. I'm gonna ensure that she
Exactly.
has that website, that funnel, selling in her
Absolutely.
sleep. You're getting emails or getting messages, and you want to know how is
Oh,
Kelly
yeah.
sending me all these messages? And Kelly is not even in Trinidad. Kelly is in another side of the world. Don't worry, we'll make
Exactly.
it happen for her, and you guys will get your butter, and Kelly will be happy in
Yes,
her business. All right.
absolutely.
So Kelly, you know, as we bring this interview to a close, I want to say thanks so much for coming on tonight. We really enjoyed, and I know I'm going to continue to spray this you know in the air, you know, on me and my body and stuff,
And
and
don't
it's
worry, I'm
really
going to get you the rest of the line. Don't worry yourself.
that'd be so good. And you know what, we definitely also, you know, we also have our magazine personality, and we always put people we put brands to watch in that magazine. That's a list that we actually compiling right now.
Awesome.
Hopefully the magazine could come out next week after much delay. But we had to do it. We had to make sure it was perfect before we brought it out. So certainly we would like to um, include as many brands as we can. So certainly that's something we could talk about for sure. All
Yeah.
right, guys. So for all of you who are here tonight, thanks so much for coming to watch another episode of the Lipstick Effect. Don't forget, if you want your body butters, you want your linen and your room sprays, your body sprays, your gift sets, whether for a bridal party or it's for a new mommy, your friends, you know, it's a girls' night, or for
Yep.
you and your boo, or you know, for the gentleman in your life, your husband, your boyfriend, your spouse, or whatever the case may be. Feel free to reach out to her to get your product. Right,
Yes,
you
I
see how
got you.
her skin is glowing right now, and all her skin is shining like a supernova. So you could probably look like that too, right? Soon I will probably be shining like a supernova or something.
Yes.
Soon enough, right? So thanks so much again for tuning in to another episode of the Lipstick Effect, and don't forget to tune in again next week right here on Facebook and on LinkedIn, where we will bring you another episode of the Lipstick Effect with another amazing guest, right? And one last thing, guys, if you have a beauty brand and you may be overwhelmed or struggling as to how to get it out there, how to sell it, how to set up yourself online, how to use those strategies to get your social media up and running, go to my website and take my quiz so I can assess you and you can assess yourself and you will know exactly where you stand. I also have a free download that will give you 7 pages of advice on how to take your brand from being your kitchen concoction to a brand that everyone has in their hands, right? And we are doing so many big things, but tune in next week. We always have more to discuss on the Lipstick Event. Thanks so much for being here again, and have a great rest of your week. Bye.